Hello and welcome back to another video. So today I thought that we would do something a little bit different. As you know, I've been playing on Goldrush for a little over a year now, and I figured, of course, with the newly released 2.0 that happened a couple months ago, we would finally make a video on a little bit of a starter guide for how to join and get started, of course, on the Goldrush 2.0 server. So we're going to be starting off, of course, with some of the most basic things, such as how to download RedM, get that set up, as well as how to download Teamspeak and download the plugins you need for it, and how to set that up with the server as well. We're going to show you guys how to join the Discord, get the proper role so you're actually able to join the RedM server, and pretty much, again, everything you need to know a little bit towards the end of it. Once we get all the technical stuff set up, I'll also, hop onto the server, show you guys how to create your first character, as well as some general tips and some of the general knowledge of the server, some of the different businesses, what you can do as a player on the server, the different various whitelist jobs, etc, etc. But to start off, again, we're going to start from the top, show you guys how to quickly download RedM, as it's going to be the #1 thing, of course, you're going to need to be able to join the server. All you're going to need is, of course, an existing copy of Red Dead Redemption 2, either on Steam or Epic Games. So again, let's start right off with how to download RedM and everything and get that set up. Again, if you guys do want to check out any different parts of the video, there should be timestamps for every single section I'm going to be talking about. So feel free to skip along if you already know how to do a part here or there, but are curious about something else, feel free to skip around the video and check out the various different segments. But for now, again, let's quickly go in to RedM and, of course, how to download it. And starting off with that, we're going to head over to the RedM website, and I'll meet you guys there. Alright, so once you get over to RedM, again, all the links for everything should be in the description, so you don't have to worry about that. There's just, a little bit of info here. You can check out some different stuff, the forums at the top, different documents, browse very different servers, and then just a bunch of extra stuff here. But you don't have to worry about any of that. All you got to worry about is the big red download button. So you're going to hit over here, hit download client redm.exe. And after that, we're going to go to a little terms of service. We're, of course, going to agree to that. Boom, and it should download RedM. From here, you're just going to double click on it, of course, launch it. Now, again, the first time it might have you select an area for where RedM is located. Make sure to select the proper spot if it's either your Steam or your Epic Games, but it should automatically select it if you are using Steam. So after that, when you've downloaded and launched it, everything is downloaded. It might take a little bit your first time. We're going to hop over to the RedM client and show you guys what to do next. So now that we are in the client, what you're going to want to do is head up here to the top right. Again, if you have any troubles or anything with the client, I have made a whole video dedicated to RedM and how to, of course, get started and set it up. So make sure to go check that out if you do run into any issues with RedM itself. But once you have it, of course, you're going to want to head up to the top right, hit link account, and of course, sign in with your CFX account similar to 5M. If not, just go down here and hit register and create your account here. But for now, let's sign in real quick. And from there, we should be pretty good. And now that we're all set up with our RedM, the next step is to go join over onto the Goldrush Discord, where we're going to find a little more links for both the Teamspeak as well as the plugins you're going to need with that Teamspeak. Again, all these links are going to be in the description, but at some point you are going to have to join the Goldrush Discord, and that's the easiest way to find these links as well for the future. So definitely go head on over there, join that, and I will see you guys again once we're over on the Goldrush Discord, going through how to download and set up your Teamspeak. Alrighty, now that we are finally over on the Goldrush Roleplay Discord and you have joined it, what we're going to want to do is, first of all, before we do anything, head on over on the Goldrush Information tab and go to Select Game. And then from here, what you're going to do is click on this and then hit RedM. Then it should pop up here and it will give you the role. And now you have a bunch more channels open to you for the RedM server. But what we're going to focus on, of course, if you scroll down and go over to RedM support, is RedM how to connect. You're going to click on there, and from there, this is where you're going to find the various links. So what we're going to start off with is, of course, we've already figured out the RedM stuff. We're going to now click on this Teamspeak link. Again, these will all be in the description as well. Go over to that, and with that, you also need to download a specific version of a plugin for Teamspeak called Salty Chat. Again, this might sound a little complicated, but trust me, it is very easy to understand once you've actually installed everything. So what we're going to do here, just click here. We're going to download that as well. And let's quickly head over to the Teamspeak website and show you how to set up the rest of it. From here, once we are on, of course, the Teamspeak website, you're going to download whichever client, of course, refers to your correct kind of computer and operating system. Of course, you don't have to worry about iOS or Android, but if you have a Linux, Mac, or Windows, make sure to download the correct version for either 32 or 64-bit. And then after that, of course, you should also have the Salty Chat plugin. All you got to do with this after you've downloaded Teamspeak and launched Teamspeak is basically just double click on it. It will pop up with this. You're just going to hit install. Now I already have this installed, so it might give me something different, but we're going to just hit yes on this as well. And we're going to now hit activate this add-on. And once that is done, all you have to do is launch up your Teamspeak. Now, whenever this pops up and they get the latest version now, please make sure to hit no. Every single time, hit no. If you update to the newer version of Salty Chat, it will not work with Goldrush 2.0. So hit no on this, and now you, of course, have your Teamspeak client. Now, before we go anywhere with the Teamspeak, there are a couple settings you might want to change. First of all, I recommend going to Tools and Options. From here, going over to Playback, making sure that, of course, your device is the right device. For me, I usually use this, so make sure it's on the right device for that to make sure you're hearing stuff. You can also, of course, hit the play test sound to, of course, make sure your speakers are working with the proper device. Next, head over to Capture. Also make sure to hit save to save your settings. Also hit over to Capture, and from here you want to make sure it's on push to talk. I believe it starts off on either continuous transmission or the voice activity detection. You don't want that. You want to make sure it's on push to talk with the key as N. I believe you can switch this key up, but I have had some problems with using different keys with RedM, so I just recommend using N to talk. And that's going to be about it. I also recommend heading over to the notifications area, and over from here hit sounds deactivated, or you'll hear that weird annoying sound of user has joined or user has left the Teamspeak whenever you, of course, have someone leave or join. So make sure, of course, to go over here and also hit sounds deactivated, and then hit OK. From here, of course, now we have our Teamspeak fully set up. We can also hit over here with the plugins to make sure that our Salty Chat is installed. You should see a little thing right here for it. And we're all set with our Teamspeak. Now, let's go into a little bit more of how to actually join the server and, of course, how to get started. You know, the general stuff, how to get connected to the Teamspeak, making sure that's all working, how to create your character, and then, of course, some of the general tips and tricks about the server as a whole. So, let's head back over into our RedM client, and we're going to continue on from there. Alrighty, so now you should be all set up. Of course, before we do join the server, make sure to read over all of the rules, make sure you know everything, and make sure you're going to be able to adhere to those rules to the best of your ability. So now that we're in the RedM client and you're all set up with everything, we're going to go over to play, and we're going to look up is a Goldrush. It should be Goldrush Roleplay 2.0. Make sure you're joining the right one. Now, I will tell you, without prio, it is a little hard to get in during the peak hours, but if you try and snipe the restarts, you can definitely get in. If you definitely get a little lucky, but I will let you know, guys, it is definitely a little bit of a hard server to get into if you do not have prio, and the prio is a little expensive. So again, if you are looking to join the server, I recommend joining the less popular, more EU based hours. Definitely a good server if you're from the EU, because you're actually able to get on during those hours, at least from what I have heard. And of course, if you want to join during the big restarts or when there's going to be a lot of people on, just try and get in the second the server restarts to the best of your ability. But again, let's carry on, and we're going to hit connect to the server. From here, it might take a little bit. Again, we're gonna have to go through a small queue and such, but once we're in, I will, of course, catch back up with you guys, and we're gonna be going through character creation as well as just kind of a general knowledge about the server and a little bit of an orientation. Alright, so now that we are loaded in, what we're going to do is go obviously to create a character. You're going to be creating your first character on Goldrush. So over here, hit enter, and we're going to create a first and last name. We're just going to go with Billy and Bones, because why not? And we're going to hit create. Now from here, we are going to have to, of course, join the Teamspeak. You're not going to be able to do anything if you don't. So let's grab Teamspeak on over here, and we're going to hit connections at the top and then connect. You can also control S, and you're going to put in the Teamspeak server name. This is also on their Discord in the server status, I believe, if you ever want to see it, or of course it will be in the description of this video if you just want to copy and paste it here. From here, we're just going to hit connect. And again, if you have downloaded Salty Chat, everything should work and you should be brought right into the server. Now we're going to have to start our starting zoning, and this is going to be completely up to you. You can start in whatever town you want, build your story off of whatever hometown you want. You can also spawn in Mexico if you would like to start off your story there. Now, for the purposes of this video, I think we're going to be spawning in Ansburg. There's quite a lot around that area, as well as it's a pretty unpopulated spot, so we should be able to make this intro pretty easily. So let's go over to Ansburg. We're going to click on that, and next it should spawn you right into the world, and we should be able to create our character. So first of all, again, you're going to be able to select through a male or a female. Obviously choose whichever one you want to play. So we're going to obviously choose a male. We're going to hold enter to accept that. From here, you can change various settings such as the body, the face, the hair and beard, the makeup, and just, of course, the character in general. I'm not going to mess with this too much since this is kind of just a test character, but as you see, there are a lot of options. So make sure you spend some time and make your character what you want it to be. If you click on the face, it should also zoom in on the face. So when you're working on the different various parts, you're able to get a little bit of a more detailed look. But again, please spend some time on your character. Make sure it's what you want, because you aren't going to be able to change this too much once you get started. And you know, I've played probably over, I'd say 500 to 1,000 hours on the server, so make sure, of course, when you create your character, it's one that you're going to want to be able to spend a lot of time with, as you are going to be seeing this character for quite a lot of time. So once you've created a character that you're happy with, go down to the bottom. You're going to hit save your character, and again, you should get another choice to spawn in. Again, we're just going to do Ansburg once again, and it should spawn you on in here. Of course, you're going to spawn in naked and afraid. So the first place you're going to go is going to be going over to the clothing store. So let's head on over there, and I'll show you guys a little bit about how to get changed and just some general controls with the server. So to go into this clothing store, and a lot of stuff that you're going to be using on the server, it's going to be using your third eye. I believe default is Alt, so hold Alt, and then of course you can right click and then hit enter. And that's going to be, again, one of the main controls on the server is going to be your third eye. Again, we're going to use that again here to purchase our clothes. And while we're in a little bit of a confined space, I think there might be a robbery going on outside. We're not going to pay attention to that right now, though. We're making a video. So again, let's go over some of the basic controls while we're in a little bit of a safer area. So starting off, your inventory by default is going to be set to B. So you can hit B to bring up your inventory. And here you can use a variety of different items that you gather, as well as trade or buy from various players, shops, and of course resources. So to go over some of the inventory controls, pretty much the main use of everything is going to be right click. So for instance, if we wanted to drink some of this water up here, we hit right click, and we can do a couple different options. If we want to use it, we of course just right click, hit use. Your character will drink a water and of course gain some of his hydration back. We'll go over those stats in just a second. Same with the bandages and everything. If we also want to split up some items, say we want to give a friend of ours some worm bait, we can right click, hit split. From here you can either split a certain amount. So say we wanted to give our friend 5, we can just hit 5 and then split. From here, we can either drop it on the ground and he can pick it up, or we can just walk right up to a player, hit give, and it will put the items in the player's pocket if they have enough space. And you can tell how much space you have in your inventory from the top right. It will give you a weight limit, and of course, various items are going to weigh various different amounts. Something like an axe is going to obviously weigh a lot more than something like some rolling papers or a worm, so be sure to keep that in mind when trading, buying, and selling items. There are also various ways to transport more items, as you will find later on in the game, such as saddlebags on horses, and even being able to purchase full wagons. But to go back into the inventory system, there's also a very convenient way to split items if you want to divide it into a certain amount of people. So say you want to divide these rolling papers with amongst your 4 friends, you can just hit 4 in here, hit divide, and it will split it up into 4 different things, equaling of course 8 each. But now you have an even amount to give out to each one of your friends. Definitely a very useful system. Something that's also cool with inventory is if you don't like where it is, you're able to just hold left click about right in the middle here, right below the inventory, and move this inventory thing around anywhere. Of course, when you close it and open it, it will still open up in that same spot if you don't like the spot that it opens up with by default. Next, let's take a look in the bottom left and go over some of these stats. So of course, the fork and knife is going to be your hunger meter. This will go down over time, and of course you'll use different various food items to replenish it. Pretty straightforward one. Same with the hydration, that will go down over time as well, and you can use various different drinks or waters to of course make it go back up. You have your health and your stamina, pretty self-explanatory there. Your health, if you get hurt, it's going to go down. If you use something like a bandage or various other tools, or get some help from a medical doctor, of course your health will be more increased or fixed once again. At the top we also have the temperature out, varying in different temperatures, such as going up to the snow where it's very cold out. If you do not wear the proper clothing, it's going to have quite the impact on your character. Same goes for if you're going out in the hot desert. You're going to want to make sure you have some clothes that are fitting for that as well. If we look in the middle now though, below our compass, we also have our voice meter, and we can toggle through the various different voice options and ranges by hitting J on your keyboard. Again, just to go over them real quick, this one is for whispering. Of course, it's going to be the lowest volume. We go up to talking, shouting, and then the longest one, and the one that's going to reach the farthest and be the loudest, your screaming function when the bar is fully loaded. Now on the right, you also have 3 more meters here. You have your cleanliness, as well as the bottom left one being your addiction meter, and the bottom right one being your stress meter. You can get stressed out from quite a various amount of things on the server, from anything to of course robbing a store to of course shooting off your gun. These things are going to give you stress, and it will add up over time, which you can decrease and lower by using various different items such as cigarettes, cigars, and some more hidden and less known items, as you will find across your adventures playing on the server. Your addiction meter also will go up from using some of those products such as the cigars, the tobacco, some of the various drugs will increase your addiction meter, and as that increases, there are some various ways to of course dispel that by getting various teas from some of the natives, getting some medical items from some of the medical people around, and some other hidden ones that you're gonna have to find out on your own. And that's gonna be about it for all of these stats. We've gone over the inventory. We are gonna quickly change our clothes here, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about the map and the various businesses, jobs, and activities you're able to go do. So again, getting back into the clothing store, what we're gonna want to do is bring up that third eye again by holding Alt. Going to just move over until we find the little third eye option here. We can do a couple different things, such as purchasing some clothes, selecting an outfit, as you can save various outfits after you've made them, or changing of course our makeup. What we're going to do is finally get ourselves some clothes. Again, there is a wide range of different accessories and different things to wear, so make sure you find something for your character. It does cost some money to change your clothes, so make sure you know what you're getting and you definitely want it. So we're going to make a real quick outfit here. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to make something together, make sure we look a little less crazy, and then we're going to go over a couple more things and show you guys actually how the whole system works. Now, there are a couple weird things with this. So for instance, if we put on a shirt here and then say we want to do something else, like say we want to put on some gloves, sometimes again, as you can see here, some of the various things will clip through the clothing, as you can see with the gloves there a little bit. And the way to fix that is if we go back over to our torso, go back over to the shirt, make sure to just take it off, put it back on, and that should fix any weird textures like that. Of course, when you get out of the store, you can also remove various and put various bits of your clothing back on if you do encounter any more of those issues. But again, let me quickly create a little bit of an outfit here, and then we shall continue on. All right, so here we go. A nice hard working man's look. I actually kind of like this look a little bit more than I should, I think. But from here again, we're just gonna go to the bottom and hit save. We're gonna of course name this an outfit. We're just gonna do main, as this is gonna be our main outfit. And from here, now that outfit will be saved. So if you end up changing your clothes in any form, let's actually show you guys real quick. Let's say we ended up changing our torso over to a different shirt like so, and we hit save, but we didn't actually like it. I would say, ugh, you know what? I don't really like the look of this outfit. I'm going to go over to here. We're going to hit select an outfit, and we're going to go back to our main one, and it should put it back on for you at no charge as well. So make sure you save those outfits, save yourself a little bit of money. So next, let's take a little bit of a look on the map and some of the various icons and what they mean. So starting off, if you guys do want to see a complete list of pretty much everything available that is marked on the server, just hit spacebar. It should bring up this, and then you can use your arrow keys to go through everything everything. There's quite a lot, but we're just going to go over kind of the basics things that you will see in almost any city or town you visit to on the server. So starting off, as I just showed you, this little icon is a clothing store. There, of course, you can change into your different outfits as well as buy various different types of clothing. Next, another big one that you're going to see quite a lot is going to be the saloons. These are various restaurants and of course bars around the county where they're all player run, and most of the time if you go to one, you'll be able to find someone working there and purchase some food from a various player, as well as various different drinks as well as liquors and different items as well. Pretty much every saloon or restaurant around the server has its own various items, so be sure to travel around a little bit and check out the various different ones. Next is going to be a gun store, as you see from this logo. Also, I'm not sure why these are flashing. That usually should not be happening for you. Seems like it's just in this town, but I guess something new happens every day. But again, the next thing's gonna be these gun stores. You can either purchase some basic weaponry from the little stall there, or you're able to purchase some more advanced weapons and more interesting ones from the various players that work here. Again, pretty much everything on the server is player run, so the majority of the time when you're going to be buying important and more impactful stuff, it is going to be from players instead of NPCs or storefronts. And also there are general stores located all around the county with this little general store sign. They will sell pretty much the same items anywhere you go, so make sure to check them out whenever you're in a town, as here you can purchase essential stuff such as water, basic food, and just different materials. Actually, since they are one of the most important things on the server, as it is going to be where you get most of your basic supplies, we're going to head up there and check it out. Again, we are going to use our third eye by holding Alt to get out of this clothing store, and let's head up to that general store and check it out. So we're over at the general store. Again, we're going to use our Alt and hit enter to enter, of course, the general store. Not every building is third eye enterable. Some of them will be just a straight up walk through a door, but some of them are like this. And we're going to hold enter here to, of course, open up the shop. And from here, we can see all of the general store items and all of the general items that you will use in your everyday adventure. We're, of course, not going to go over every single one of these here. Also, with the soap, you're able to use that in various rivers to be able to clean off and, of course, lower that cleanliness meter. If the cleanliness meter does get pretty bad, you will start getting flies around you, and of course you're going to be a little bit dirty, so you definitely want to make sure you're cleaned off. As I said earlier, cigarettes can also reduce your stress, but they will give you a little addiction. And again, there are just a various different amount of general store items here. And then if we go back onto the map once again, we can check out the bank where we're able to store our money. Of course, we're going to start the server with about 250 bucks, but of course you want to make sure some of that money is safe. Now, something different from most servers is that the banks on this server are actually per town. What that means is that if I put $200 into here, the Bank of Ansburg, and I travel across to Saint Denis and I go to the bank over there, my money is not going to be over there. It's still going to be stuck over in Saint Denis. So make sure whatever bank you're putting the majority of your money into, you're going to be around or at least be in the general area of, so it's not too much of a pain to withdraw your money, of course, from the bank. Let's go over there and I'll show you guys how to actually use the bank and how to set yours up real fast. So let's head over to the bank and show you guys that. So we're going to head on over into the bank, and from here you can just again use your third eye. So you're going to be using up the majority of stuff on the server and hit access bank. It's going to create an account for you. You're just going to hit access again, and now it will show you your account. Again, as I said earlier, you're able to withdraw and deposit money here. So let's say we put in $200. At a later time we can come back to Ansburg and then withdraw that money again. As you see, we can withdraw and deposit pretty easily, a pretty seamless system. There is also, I believe, a Telegram station here, which is going to be your main form of communication on the server. Again, we're going to access that with our third eye. The Telegram service works kind of like the main form of communication on this server to get in contact with people from far away. As you know, back in the Western time, you of course didn't have any cell phones. So if we bring up our third eye, we can open our mailbox here. From here, we can see our Telegram number. This is what you're going to give out to people, and this is going to be the number that they write out when sending you a message to be able to make sure it gets to you. So make sure you eventually want to probably memorize this. So if you're talking talking to someone and you want them to get in contact with you in the future, they're able to just send you a telegram using your number. We're going to show you guys how to create a telegram and send one off as well real quick. So if we go over here and we go to the post office, we can buy some goods from them. We're going to want to buy ourselves a pen, and then of course go back into the post office and get ourselves an empty telegram. And now we can see those two items in our inventory. From there, we're going to of course go right back in and go over to the mailbox. From here, we're able to create a new one. And if we wanted to, of course, if we had a friend's telegram, we can enter it in here. So we can enter in do, which is actually ours. And we can say it's coming from Billy. We can write out a message here and then write out, you know, obviously whatever the full message is in the second part. And then we can just send off that telegram. And then, of course, if someone does send you a telegram, you want to check it, just go over to your station, hit open mailbox, and boom, there's a telegram we just got. We can click it, open it up. If we want to, we can delete it. And of course, clear out our telegrams a little bit. And with the telegram station also, you can opt into the directory. Here you're going to be able to find a lot of people on the server, and if you want to opt into this, people can then find you through this telegram service in the directory. But that's going to be a lot of it for just kind of some of the general mechanics on the server. There's of course a ton of stuff to do. So go over some of the whitelisted jobs. Of course, there's gunsmithing, blacksmithing, sheriffs, bounty hunters, doctors, native shamans, horse trainers, horse breeders. There's an absolute ton of jobs that are whitelisted on the server that you can apply for. There are also a bunch of jobs you can kind of just go out and do on your own, such as mining, fishing, farming, hunting. There's just a ton of stuff to do, and then of course you can create jobs on your own. If you want to go out and create your own business, you're welcome to, or kind of do whatever you want on the server. The world is your oyster. But I think it's gonna be about it actually for now. Again, if you guys do want to check out some of the stuff you can do on the server, I recommend going through the Goldrush 2.0 playlist. They have a little over 30 videos now, adding more videos every week, so make sure to go check that out as well. But I think that's about it. If you guys do have any questions, I know we didn't go into all the mechanic. Of course, another big one that I almost failed to mention is that you're able to buy horses from the horse stables. There are a couple tricky things with that. For instance, if you store your horse at a certain stable, you're gonna have to go back to that same stable to grab your horse back out of. But besides that, that's gonna be pretty much all of the basics. There's a lot more stuff as well, as I said, with a bunch of the jobs. There's different various properties for sales. You can buy businesses, you can create your own businesses from scratch. You can come up again pretty much anything you want to do. But it's gonna be about it for the starter guide, kind of just showing you guys the most absolute basics on how to join and get started on the server. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I will try and answer every single one of your questions. So if there is something that I didn't go over in this video, make sure to mention it down there and I'll try and respond to all of them that I can. But I think it's gonna be about it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, as always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.